Good night, everyone, and I'm your host, Nurse Lita Dorset, and the name of the game is Delegating Care. So tonight we will discuss the 5 rights of delegating care. Our categories are right task, right circumstance, right person, right supervision, and right direction. Okay, so here with us today, we have 3 members of our healthcare team, TCN Beans, PCA Adderley, and RN Delancey. All right, ladies, let's get started. Question number 1. Medication rounds are being done and a few patients have medications need to be administered. The shift has picked up pace and the nurse in charge is becoming flustered at all the tasks she has to do. Who is delegated to administer these medications? All right.
Me, TCN Beans. I administer sub-Q injections, IM injections, and sometimes even oral meds.
All right, let's check your answer. Ooh, looks like you got it wrong. Does anybody else want to answer?
Me, PCA Adderley, because I assist sometimes with oral medication, the little Tylenol and the Panadol, and when the patient having pain, I just give it to them.
Good answer.
Okay, sounds good, but let's see what the judges have to say. Ooh, what? That one is wrong as well. All right, ladies, so the right answer was A, herself/the RN. That's a big don't. We have to remember that the RN has to administer medication to their patients, but more specifically, an RN administers medication to their patient and their patient alone. All right, ladies, let's go to the next question. Okay, it is already 10 a.m. on a busy morning shift and time for patient X's nasogastric tube feeding. However, the nasogastric tube is dislodged. Who is responsible for reinsertion, placement confirmation, and ensuring that the patient receives his 250 mils of glycerol as ordered by physician? All right, don't be shy, ladies.
So, Dorset, the correct answer is absolutely the RN. She cannot delegate this task to any other team member or nursing assistant.
All right, you sound confident. Let's see what the judges have to say. Way to go, RN. You are right. The RN is in charge of any nasogastric reinsertion, placement confirmation, as well as feeding. All right, ladies, looking good. Let's get to the next question.
Good answer, RN.
Woo!
All right. Question number 3. Who picks the order of the patients on the ward according to acuity level? So this means which patients would be considered most important and where would they be placed? All right.
I think I could do that because my Grammy frequents the ward and I feel like she should be closer to the nurse's station because she is that important.
Okay. I mean, family matters, but we got to see what the judges have to say. Ooh.
What?
I don't think they agree with you. To be honest,
wow.
The correct answer is actually the RN. The RN would make sure that the most critical patient would be to the front of the ward, and then the least critical patient would probably take a bed closer to the back. Don't worry, ladies, don't get discouraged. We have more questions. Let's get to the next question. All right. So a patient on the ward needs oral care. Which team member could the nurse delegate this task to with supervision? All right.
Me, the PCA, because it is in my scope of practice to do oral care, make sure the patient has also their hygienic needs met with the supervision of the RN, of course.
Good answer.
Wow, I like
Good
that. Let's
answer.
check with the judges. You are absolutely correct, PCA. This is definitely within your scope of practice. Of course, an RN will always have to be there to make sure that things are done correctly. But you got this, you can do this. All right. Next question, ladies. All right. So question number 5. The morning shift has finally come to a close, sorry, and the TCM begins handover to the oncoming RNs as the current RNs are tired. She gives inaccurate statement and some patients which results in malpractice and pending lawsuits. Who should be held responsible for this? Now think carefully, ladies. This is a very tricky question.
Ooh, this involves a TCN. I don't think I should be responsible for that.
Me,
All
neither.
right.
So
who has the answer?
the registered nurse absolutely has to take accountability for this one. So the correct answer is the RN.
All right. I appreciate the honesty, but we got to double check with the judges. And you are definitely correct.
Good answer, RN.
This-
because I
Thank
cannot.
you. It's all about integrity.
Thanks for taking responsibility.
All right. For a question like this is definitely a don't. When given handover, receiving, or giving, an RN is always there to give the information. And also you have to make sure that all statements are correct to avoid something like this from happening. Because nobody wants lawsuits, right?
Not at all.
All right.
Absolutely not. And we need to keep the patient safe at all times.
That is definitely
Absolutely.
correct, RN Delancey. All right. So, crowd, let's leave this question to you. Give an explanation of why it is important for future nurse leaders and managers to know the do's and don'ts of delegation of patient care. All right. So as we leave you hanging with that question, these are our references. And thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the show today. Crowd, I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
Nurse Leader Dawson.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.